Hey guys, so here's a quick guide to buying a mouse. First, we need to break down the key components of a mouse: the sensor, the switch, build quality, design, and the software. So, the sensor. There are two major brands that make sensors, Pixart and Avaglo. Pixart generally makes sensors for most of the mice out there, and the most common one being the PMW3360. Here's a list of mice that use the Pixart sensors. And trust me, there are a lot more of them. The cheapest mice that you can buy with the PMW3360 are bloody P91 Pro, P80 Pro, and the P30 Pro. And remember, this is the same sensor that is used in the final mouse Air 58, which is selling for about $300 or about now. Next are switches. So there are two major types of switches, optical and mechanical. And here's how Razer summarizes the differences. Next, we have the cheapest mice that use the LK optical switches, which is the switch that Razer uses and bloody uses as well. So again, the cheapest mouse with the same switches are the P91 Pro, P80 Pro, and the P30 Pro. Next is the build quality. Now, the build quality is something very subjective, but it is very important as well. So, the best way I could compare build quality was by using Bloody and Razer, since they have the same sensor and the same switch. So, the Razer Lancet is selling for PKR 12,000 and the bloody P30 Pro is for 3,200. So if they're using the same sensor and the same switch, how can the price difference be that much? The major differences are the quality and the software and a brand name as well. Next, we have the design. So there are three basic designs: ambidextrous, which means it can be used by both hands, right-handed design, and a left-handed design. And then more importantly, there is the weight, which can be a bigger difference than the orientation. Last but not least is the software, which basically is an added feature and it does make a difference, but shouldn't really be the deciding factor. So to summarize all of this, my preferences to buying a mouse is first look at the sensor, the switch, and the weight. The orientation shouldn't really be a deciding factor because if you're using a mouse for a long time, you're gonna get used to it sooner or later. And if you play a lot, let's say about 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day, you might get used to it in a few weeks. But if you play like 8 hours a day or more, it might take only 2 to 3 days. So I don't really consider it a big factor. But everyone has their own opinion and their own preference. But these are all of the things that you need to look into when buying a mouse.